Alrighty, welcome everybody to yet another screen. And also, welcome Barango, beep boop indeed. But yeah, we're doing I'd like to say a very special Tavern talk, but it's just, back to the usual way we play it. The only thing special about it is we are doing it a little later than normal, because it is Thanksgiving and I had a shift, and I couldn't turn down that sweet, sweet time and a half pay. But yeah, we're going to enjoy the quote-unquote food, but more importantly, the various drinks of Tavern Talk tonight. Starting, of course, on the wonderful starting screen where we get to see Ondu carved into this wonderful wooden piece. Yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Save file 3. Beginning of, let's see, the 17th of the Astral Moon. Act 2, and I'm pretty sure close to the end of Act 2. You're a robot now, right? Beep boop bap, and, keep yourself well oiled and any repairs up to date. Because it's much better to stay up to date than to break down. Especially speaking of that, I'm not going to go into too much detail because, it's something that happened to a customer today. Someone's traveling cross-country to move, and they didn't notice that they had lost a tire on their trailer. Not just the rubber tire part, the rim as well. And it's, did not notice until they are coming back in after paying for gas. They're like, oh, shit. Of course, it's Thanksgiving. No place is going to be open to actually help them get a new rim. It's unfortunate. But, we managed to help them find a place nearby. I think they were just going to, stay overnight until the place opened tomorrow. Because, it's not safe to be driving a 2-axle, I think that's the terminology, trailer, with only 3 of the 4 wheels. Yes, Barango breaking up the synth's new form, fresh off the assembly line / transformation processor. But yeah, they seem to be okay. They're mostly shaken up and understandably upset that, of course, that happened during Thanksgiving. And worse, that they didn't even notice it until they got parked to get gas. So who knows how long they've been driving like that. But yeah, they got a decent ending at least. They got help from us as best we could offer, helping them find places nearby. But on hopefully a better note, let's get into Tavern Talk with Grace. Now let's see, what kind of voice did I do for her? A bit more higher pitched, unlike the various others like Karen I've done. Good evening, Innkeeper. Good evening, Grace. Could I ask you for a drink? Anytime. What can I do for you? I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer? I should have something that can do just that. One moment. I'll go ahead and do the silent owl. First off, just a little bit for my boy Ondu. There we go. Let's see if this is a 6-pointer, so we need something complimentary. That's a good one. Definitely not. That also would not work. Let's see. That gives inspiration. That gives a blessing. I think inspiration probably a bit better. So we got the 1 bit of dexterity we need. We'll have 1 dose of rain at the end. Some nice little offense right in the middle. Oh, wait a second. That will not work, oh no. It will have to be this as the downside. Like that, that's good. We just need the one bit of dexterity. Right? Is that not? What am I doing wrong? I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Did I miss undo putting up the sign? Oh, I had one too much offense, that's right. There we go. Silent Apple for the recent graduate. We completed a thesis. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy. Thank you. This is just what I needed. Why are you still so tired? I thought you were done with your thesis. I am. Which also means I need to figure out what to do next. The possibilities are endless but not boundless, so considerations are a complicated endeavor. Have you considered a break? I have. Say, Innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it? I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. It's relaxing and safe, and I get to meet the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you would like to do? I kind of vibe with this one. Personally, I would love to learn the violin, but it's not exactly a cheap instrument, despite how small and transportable it is. Let alone training, but an old monk can dream. I've always wanted to learn how to play the violin. Oh, well, why haven't you? No time, no muse, no talent. Or maybe I'm just waiting for the right moment. When will that moment come? I'm not sure. I just don't feel like the violin belongs to me right now. Let me know when it does. I'd love a concert. Will do. What would you do with immortality? I would learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, and facet of mortal existence. I would travel the plains with my brother and learn even more. Have an infinite amount of tea parties. I'd come to those. When we were little, Hex would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had the time, I would love to write down all those songs and invent dances for them. You should make time for that. It's your time, after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. Not if you get the human side of the lifespan. No, that's less time. It is. But I'll make the most of it. What will you do next, then? I'm not sure yet. I was thinking about going to Ashfadal. The capital of the magocracy. I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall and rivers flow through the sky in an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like paradise for someone like you. Yes, but Hex really wants to stay here. He likes Fasoa, Zenyth, the Ashen Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you'd believe it. Oh, what is the shelf critter here? It is, let's see. Oh, that actually came from the last quest adventurers came from. I'm gonna go ahead and just pull up their images for anyone who's bad with names. Aha. Currently named Blade, the rogue, had gone with Melli, there, our Vukakin detective, to find out why familiars were going missing. And in the course of their investigation, I guess, they found the culprit and made some unfortunate choices that made a less than stellar ending to that particular stream. But what they managed to bring back was one familiar who they couldn't trace where their owner had been. In fact, the culprit had been trying to do so themselves. So they brought him back because they are technically the same kind of dragon as our own Ondu, who we love immensely, giving him all the little treats we please, despite having a little bucket seat at our crafting table. They are quite adorable, though at times a little distracting with the bubbles. But you know, they seem to like their shelf, so I'm not going to ask them to come down. One second, I'm going to blow my nose really quick. There we go, I'm a little bit less sniffly now. Yeah, Ondu the Beloved. Yeah, I think he likes how quiet it is, if you'd believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all. You could just go without him. There's a major... oh god, how to pronounce this? Major Creation Embassy in Zoford. Their teleportation is expensive, but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either. And I won't make him. He could teleport himself then. He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance, and he's always been awful at teleportation. He could take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help him make the distance... would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to miss out on any adventures or celebrations or funerals. You can just tell him you want to go alone. But then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. It's like, it's good advice, but it's like he's your brother. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either. Well, you should tell him that. He'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life, that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something he can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard table. Oh, what? I know I turned it on today. Dang. Sorry that the lurk message didn't pop up, but enjoy your lurk Barango, and hope you have a good night. Whether or not you're able to pop back in. Please do. I love them. There we go. Wilhelm always works. For good or for ill, Wilhelm always listens to the call of gravity. Did you hear about the Wizard's Tower over in Morlia, near Dalwell? The one with the infamous Major Creation fugitive? The very same. It seems that its wizard has disappeared without a trace, leaving his tower vacant. Wait. Okay, no. I was thinking back to Zoford, how how there is a wizard disappearance there that we recently learned the reason for. This seems to be an actual fugitive. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and impossibilities. Couldn't you just teleport in? To check. You can't exactly teleport in and out of well-protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole other plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him, or who he even was. No one seems interested in finding out either. And isn't that sad? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell your story for as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as this world will bear me. Okay. Some things are really coming out, and while I have accidentally spoiled part of the ending, I've not been spoiled yet about what the Innkeeper's background is. And with some of the subtle differences between what I have done in my own off-stream run and this one, I have a feeling that they are the first vampire, which was a bit more curse to, what was it? Serve the dragons being the stand-in for gods and such, at least as far as I understand it for this setting. And thus, nigh immortal. So, I'm pretty sure this is them just like low-key admitting that. Though I'm not a betting man at this moment, so don't hold me to that, but it's the strongest theory I have right now. I think the Innkeeper is the first vampire, according to this setting's lore. Okay. You are very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. Would you like to stay a little while? Please. I find your inn truly inspiring. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. For those of you who don't get that reference, it's a reference to in engineering, especially programming, the rubber duck solution is where you explain your code to a rubber duck until you find whatever is wrong with it, whatever's keeping it from working. And the reason this works is because to explain to the rubber duck, you're saying it aloud, which the way your mind works, if you're just thinking a solution, you might overlook certain details than if you had to voice them, especially to this rubber duck that is, I mean, probably not as well-trained an engineer. And I really like that. It's effectively, you don't have someone else you can speak to on the same level, at least not at all hours, to help you work through or troubleshoot a problem. So the fact that just, a little rubber duck can fill that particular void and works to the point where it's just a trope. It's very funny. It feels very Terry Pratchett in the way that it actually works, but it feels so silly that it works. I need a bit bit more sip before continuing for Fable. Fable I can always remember the voice of, because I have to say with a big smile. Hi, Innkeeper. Hi, Fable Blade. Hi, Innkeeper, I guess. Glad to see you're back so soon. Would you like something to drink? Yes, I miss your drinks. We'd love a round. We would. Didn't you say you'd kill for one of those sparkling orange ones? Maybe. It was very cold on the ship, and I yearned for some warmth. And the first things you think of are the innkeep's drinks. How sweet. I was just thirsty. I can surely help with that. So, a drink then, I assume? Sure. Something to warm up my tongue. Coming right up. Okay, we'll give him the sparkly orange drink, which... that's not it. Ah, there it is. Spoken Heart. We'll keep it simple, no infusions until they ask of it. Always, of course, the charisma at the start to help loosen said tongue. And a bit for our boy Ondu, along with some pats. Yeah. Perfect boy. But there's the Spoken Heart. Order up time. I could have used one of those on the ship. I hope it warms you up a little bit. It won't. Nothing can. But it tastes nice, at least. That's something. Yeah. So, did your quest go well? I'm getting mixed signals here. Oh, well, it certainly went somewhere. We at least got them to talk again. Just not sure if it was the right way to do so. I'm itching to ask for details. Of course. First, though, could I have a drink? I want to try something new. Kaelin always has good things to say about your more intense drinks. I think I need something strong. The last hours on the ship didn't feel very rewarding. Definitely doable. Okay, strong. Very triple strength. There we go. Sailor's Courage. I think Sailor's Courage is a bit much for a Fable. Yeah, the Southern Brawler. That's, yeah. Keep the strength at the end so it doesn't quite hit her right off the cuff. Touch defense. And charisma at the top. Nando's treat this time is a little bit of mind protection. There we go. Alright, there we go. And now they've got matching colors. This is perfect, Innkeeper. I can feel my bones warming up already. I'm very glad to hear that, Fable. I'm glad you know your craft. Me as well. Now that we're settled, I'd love to know how your adventure went. Hardly an adventure. Archie said by definition, an adventure is an unusual yet exciting experience, including possible dangerous, situation. Yes, that. I guess in that case, this counts as an adventure, technically. But where do we even start? So much happened. The beginning of the adventure, I suppose. Ah, yes. So, with our freshly gained focus and eagle-like perception, we made our way to Boreas. Perhaps we should start a moment earlier. Right. Innkeeper, do you remember those marine mages that stopped by a few years ago? The ones that sail the Borean Sea and look out for sea monsters and other magical phenomena found along the jutting offshore rocks of Boreas. That does ring a bell, yes. I remembered they gave me a book because I was so mesmerized by the stories they had to tell. Back then, I was sure I would never see the Borean Sea, but I do like to be prepared because you never know, after all. So, we decided to stop by my treehouse and fetch the book, to have it with us, just in case. Can't afford to be surprised when you're meant to be the surprise. That. I found the book and gave it to Kumo while I packed us some rations. Kumo? Yeah, present. Alright, moving on then. Where was I? Right. I packed some rations and started to feel a bit fuzzy, like I was starting to become invisible. I felt nothing. But also, I was reading. It felt like I was fading away. Not in a bad way, but in a becoming air way. The fake crystals are hard to control sometimes. They can be unpredictable and often have a mind of their own. Figured. So, Kumo read the book, found out that the Borean Sea's patterns rapidly change based on the tides. I skimmed it, at best. That we should wait for high tide to come back to avoid being lured into rocky narrows. Apparently, it changes the magical flow in the ocean and things get a bit more predictable. The real challenge was finding a ship that had set sail for Boreas just when we needed it. Didn't really feel like rowing a boat ourselves. We didn't want to waste our energy on wild sea rafting. Understandable. So, I suggested sneaking onto a ship to Deria, jumping off close to the Borean shore. Or even getting lucky, finding a ship heading directly to Boreas. It felt wrong. Sneaking onto a ship is stowaways, but it was the smartest solution. So I assume you found one? Yes. But it went to Deria, so we borrowed one of the lifeboats to row the rest of the way to the Borean shore. That note, just another blowing my nose. There we go, bit clearer again. Borrowed? How do you think we can get it back to them? Maybe they'll find it. Sure, whatever. We landed somewhere on some rocky cliff sides. Had to go through a great ordeal to get to the Lonesome Lagoon. Oh, we forgot about the plan. Sorry, forgot to talk about the plan. Right. While we were hiding on the ship, we came up with a plan on how to approach this. I considered a diplomatic way, but I felt really clumsy with my words and thought we shouldn't push our luck. So we put our brain cells together. Usually, when things get rough in a relationship, it's because one, or even both, parties aren't communicating well with each other. But for this to succeed, we needed them to talk to each other. So we decided to set up a meeting. We'd send each message in a bottle, pretending it to be from the other. Asking to meet right after dusk in 2 days' time on the shores of the Lonesome Lagoon. How did you make sure the bottles found their addressees? Melina showed me how in some fancy grimoire of hers. It was full of useful spells. This one was really easy to remember. Need a bottle, a piece of paper, and water associated with the target location. That'd be Fisosian fresh water for the Mary Morgan, which I still had in my water flask, and salt water for the Banshee, so it could reach the Lonesome Lagoon. We scribbled an identical message on each piece of paper. My dearest, I don't want to fight anymore. Please, let's settle this, once and for all. Let's meet on the starless shores of the Lonesome Lagoon, at dusk in 2 days' time. Yours, Mary Morgan. Or Banshee, depending on the piece of paper. With invisible ink that I had forgotten to give back to Melina, I infused the pieces of paper with the right runes, so the bottles would know their destinations. Of course, we couldn't forget the droplets of water. Then we sent the bottles on their way and waited. We couldn't do much as stowaways, but Fable told me about their favorite constellations, and how much I mourn not seeing them in the night sky anymore. Eventually, we arrived just as we explained before, but on the wrong side of the island, so we had to cross the whole of Boreas. We were already running late and were rather hopeless when it came to directions. It was really hard to tell what time it was. There's this thick fog that encloses Boreas, filled with dread and lost memories. But eventually, we asked a local for help. Guess what that local was? A nymph? Yes, exactly! For those of you who forgot, in the very first stream, the very first day of Tavern Talk, Fable here talks about how much she likes nymphs, and the Innkeeper at one point questions, like, do you want to be with the nymph or a nymph yourself? And she's like, either or, both, who knows? So it seems like becoming an adventurer for our Fable has finally made that dream true. Oh, really? Yes. And who else would know their way around better than a nymph? Well, honestly, another local would as well, but that's beside the point. I was afraid to disturb her, though. What if she was doing her taxes? What? I was wondering if that's what nymphs do when no one's looking. My apologies. That... I mean, if someone described around Fable, then nymphs must surely get up to all sorts of adult activities. She seems this... Oh, wait, shit. I can't remember. Sable is she or they? I gotta double check. They, sorry. I could understand if they were naive enough to think doing adult things would be stuff like taxes or literally cleaning a house. Oh, that's... Okay, need a bit of a sip to get the giggles out. Okay. I'm good. And was she doing her taxes? She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight, reflecting off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones, and her smile was full of kindness. She was all right, but also the only person around. And her smile was soft as honey. She had sharp teeth, but not as sharp as Lady Evelyn's. Very good for tearing fish apart, or people, limb by limb. But she was very nice. She told us we'd have to go downstream before finding our way back to the ocean. She even brought us halfway through the misty woods. I thought we had to part ways, because we needed to turn invisible for our final act. Before we could even say goodbye, we were alone again. So, we focused on the power of the fey crystals and turned invisible. Really could get used to that feature. The only downside was that we couldn't see each other anymore. But I didn't want us to get lost all ourselves in the mist, so I took his hand. So we would know that we were, close. Yes. Smart, but also out of character. It feels like they're hiding something from that. Or it could just be the writers of the game kind of messing with us. Because that is not a coupling I would have expected. Other than, the trope of bright, full of life and hope and whimsy and dark brooding. Very smart. Right, so we made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon. The moon already stood high, so we were definitely late. But maybe the conflict had already resolved itself. So we stalked up to the shore and hid in the bushes at the adjacent forest's edge. We didn't hide, we stood normally in the bushes. We were invisible though, so we were hidden. Kind of. We had a good view of the whole scene. We saw the Banshee and the Mary Morgan under the moonlit sky. The Banshee wasn't singing, so we weren't scared about our bones shattering. Only because they were busy fighting, tooth and nail, verbally, screechingly. The Mary Morgan was upset she came all that way and didn't even get to hear an apology. An apology for what? For the Banshee winning the award for Scariest Monster in the latest issue of Screech Magazine. Like she was jealous or hurt by the Banshee's success. Kumo rolled his eyes so hard they had to shift their weight and snap. Twig under his boot broken out. How bad is Kumo here at rolling their eyes that their weight shifts? Man, that's a funny little quirk of theirs. The Banshee's head snapped toward the tree line. She narrowed her eyes and started screaming. She was looking right into my eyes. My ears were ringing and felt as though my heart was going to jump out of my chest. I stepped out of the shadows, steadying Fable because I thought they might drop unconscious any second. And I called her out. How dare she attack an unsuspecting civilian? Said that we were just tourists, coming by completely accidentally, without any intentions whatsoever. That seems a bit weird to just come out and say, though. We're just tourists. We have no intentions whatsoever. Except to tour, I guess. The Banshee screeched, "Spies!" and stars formed in my eyes. The fey crystals didn't seem to work anymore. Or at least, we were no longer concentrating hard enough on staying invisible. With our cover blown, we caught their full attention. They were so upset that we were spying on their private moment, they forgot their feud and started arguing with us. I wanted to defuse the situation and brought up their dispute, saying that we wanted to help. But that just made it worse. I'd never seen eyes darken so quickly, and claws grow so sharp. I remembered why I was so terrified of the Mary Morgan. Suddenly, there were rows of teeth and dark gleaming eyes filled with frenzy. Quickly, I wrapped an arm around Fable and bolted into the woods. It felt like the mist was after us as well, moving shapes of memories long gone. And we were going to become one of them. Deep in the woods, I tried to outsmart them by leading them astray. Hearing their wailing in the distance, I threw a rock in the opposite direction. Eventually, we came out to the shore again. There's no sight of them, only us and the howling wind. We decided to hide in a cave close to the lagoon. Turns out it was the Banshee's cave. We hid behind some crates while I regained my composure. Meanwhile, I looked through the crates and pocketed one or two trinkets. As you do. That's stealing! Can't keep my hands to myself sometimes. Figures. We even found a lute. It was really out of tune, but I just imagined all the songs I could sing with it. Oh, hey, yeah, she's got a lute. They've got a lute. Fuck. So, you took it? No. I did. And then I gave it to them, so they wouldn't have to steal it. What about the Banshee and the Mary Morgan? Oh, well, they weren't fighting anymore, but we could hear them outside, being annoyed at us for meddling in their business. So we stayed put and waited until dawn. I don't know how to feel. It didn't really go well, and they didn't talk about the issue. But at least they stopped fighting. For now. They do say communication is key. I've been saying the same thing. Maybe if the Mary Morgan had communicated her needs and why she felt so jealous, it would have taken a better turn. Fable was sure there must have been an underlying emotional issue. Oftentimes, there's a rawer emotion covered up by the strongest one felt in the moment. Because it doesn't hurt as much to feel that one instead. I see. Everything alright, Kumo? It just reminded me of something I don't want to talk about. Alright. But if you do, eventually, you know where to find me. Yes. Thank you. I'm glad you both made it back in one piece after all that. Me too. Maybe I'll tell you the story of our journey back another time. And how cool ice elementals are. I'd love to hear that. Anyways, I think I'll leave for now. Gotta get out of these wet clothes. Should probably also talk to Melina. She wasn't happy about me leaving. I promised her I'd be back soon. I think I might be a bit later than expected. I guess I should apologize before I do any irreversible damage. Very responsible of you. And honestly, I can't wait to see Rufus again. Good luck. You can do this. Let me know if you need any help. Wait. Actually, Fable. Yes? Never mind. Okay. See you soon, Fable. Innkeeper. You two seem to have gotten closer. We did? I mean, we did. I think. I don't know, actually. He doesn't talk a lot. But he doesn't seem to like talking about anything at all, really. Maybe he'll take something away from this whole Banshee and Mari Morgan disaster. Maybe. Feelings are complicated sometimes. They are. You don't have to rush into anything. I know, but my tangly mess of thoughts is still there. I know. Perhaps there's something that can help. Innkeeper, dear, I think Fable might be in need of another drink. Maybe something to untangle their thoughts? Something for a quick escape from all this overthinking. That sounds good. I'll see what I can do. Swiftness. Actually, I thought I had updated triple swift. Do I not? Oh, that's a shame. Alright, Swift Strike and Feed. And also, I'm getting a cough drop in hopes that it will ease the stuffiness of my nose for a little bit. Sadly, it will also affect how I do voices. But I will make the best of it. Don't need intelligence, so we'll have it as the end. Some defense in the middle to keep it separated. But there we go. Oop. Don't know why I was about to pour all that out. Does this help? Sorry, I had to express a big cough there. Very much so. Thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is my brain. What do you think I should do? Well, what do you want to do? I want to be a good friend to Kumo. Maybe more one day, but right now, I just want us to spend time together. Watch the asters bloom, enjoy the friendship I have with him, with Carolyn, with everyone else. That sounds doable, and very fun. Anything else? I want to be honest and kind. I want to never make a single mistake, never hurt anybody. Those don't go well together. Honesty comes from admitting mistakes. Kindness with acknowledging how you have and will hurt people. And to keep trying not to regardless. Is it wrong to dream of a me that doesn't hurt anyone? No. But it's much more important to be a you that cares. Gonna be honest, I'm feeling a little called out right now. And to not let your fear paralyze you. Because otherwise, you're bound to hurt people, whether you want to or not. And not always in a way you can easily undo. I know you're right. I think I know what to do now. Somewhat. Alright, big sneeze. But I'll figure the rest out. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that all I really need when I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run from the things that make you happy. You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go. Away. But staying, you have to actually look at yourself. Figure out what your part is in everything. That can be a lot. But when I was on a journey back from Boreas, Think about all the adventures I had, that I still dream of having, together with my friends, and the friends that still await me. I realize that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek from the things that truly mean something. And I decide to stop running from life, even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face every problem. Even though it's terrifying, I know that I'm not alone. Is this still about Kumo? No, I don't think he's a problem, and neither am I. Sometimes we just get tangled up in our fears, but they're not all there is. With good friends by my side, I can do anything. I can't wait to see what you will do. It might not be as impressive as you hope, but it'll be me. I'm excited about that. Me too. I'm really proud of you, Fable. Thank you for everything, especially the great advice. That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace. Maybe you should. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next Goliath is going to be reapplying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, Innkeeper? Of course. There's some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. You shouldn't have said that. Now I want to check. Please don't. I won't. I'm by light. Or am I? Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up there. Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm? Not for long enough to capture any creatures. I see. Just staring back and forth. What are you thinking about, Innkeeper? Oh, you know, Innkeeper things. I don't. No, I mean, since I'm not an innkeeper and all. Right. That journey back you mentioned, how was it? It was alright. It was very quiet, so I had a lot of time to myself. I ended up writing a song. Or at least the start of a song. It's far from done yet. But I can't wait to finish it. That sounds nice. Do you want a sneak peek? I would love that. Please, go ahead. There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales, set the sails. Now it's time for me to leave. That sounds like a fragment of a great adventure. Hey, Copper! Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to hear you are still alive, tiredness or not. I can't recall if you are in the States or not, but if you are, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, whatever you might have celebrated. And if you aren't, I hope you still had, a very filling meal today. Everyone deserves a nice filling meal from time to time. Well, thankfully in Canada, no worries. Then I also hope you are handling the cold well, Because it's not all that cold around here yet, but I'm still suffering. Give me another week or two and I'll be a little less stuffy in the nose. Yeah, it has been a while. Are you doing alright, aside from thankfully being alive, or are you just here to chill tonight? In which case I can let you sit back, lurk, and enjoy the actually pretty good point to have hopped in, because we're not in the middle of a storytelling session from Fable. In fact, this is a good time for me to get some sips. Doing better? Oh yeah, this year has been full of a lot of things happening for everyone, I'm sure. But I'm glad you're doing better. Let's see, well actually it's been a while since you've been here. How are you liking this current version of Lucy? Because I know I've typically been doing either the pixel art version that Mercy Morbid has done for me, or the first commissioned art I had, the very nice detailed stuff. How's this it's kind of like in between that I've made? You like it? Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best to get what is it, various poses for PNG Tuber Plus instead of shit, what is this one? Viato Tube? Which works, it's just not as animated as I'd like. But given time, especially the time off wait! Oh, you haven't been in a while. I have a new job with a different work schedule that is not as physically demanding. I'm still... Let's see, it's a gas station job. I'm shooting for a management position, and as soon as I have that, I might be able to get a third stream every week. Just so I have more options and things to do. Oh, I would enjoy that so much. Still the same job? I mean, from the sound of it, we've both been going through a series of events, unfortunate and not. So, you know, some stability is fine, unless it's, you know, particularly shit. Yeah, it's good to have you back. And I'm very glad to hear that, let's see, you're doing better. But yeah. Well, static, indeed. But yeah, I'll take at the very least, you don't have any horrific news like, yeah, my manager got fucking arrested for dealing drugs on site. So we can take that, at least. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let you lurk, just sit back, enjoy. I hope you have a nice drink or potentially snack to enjoy this for... Well, we still got about another hour for tonight. Alright, do a little bit of stretching. Because, oh boy, just came off shift. Only had about a 40-minute prep time between getting home and starting. Alrighty. That's all the joints I can crack. Oh, well, those people sound very dull. How could... I mean, you are a very fun, interesting person. And if that's not enough for them, well, they're losing out. I hope they stub their toes, though. Let's see. That sounds like a fragment of a great adventure. French masculinity, yes. I mean, they can have that as an excuse however much they'd like. It's very childish in my opinion. And you're certainly worth better people in your life. I hope you have them, or if you don't, that you get them. See, let's take another sip and I'll get back to this air quotes voice acting I'm doing. Okay, that should be good. That sounds like a fragment of a great adventure. So, you like it? It's wonderful, Fable. I can't wait to hear more. Me too. But it's still a little rough around the edges. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe the next adventure. Maybe. Will you let me know when it's done? Of course. I can't wait to show you the finished version. Thank you, Fable. And also, I really hope that's not a death flag from the game. Oh god, this feels even more death flag. I'm proud of you, Fable, for maybe finally finishing a song, for not running. Oh, thank you. Me too. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice? All the time, yes. Why don't you? I don't know. It's hard, I know. But I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay. Agreed, Maxting. Yes, for maybe finally finishing a song, but also for being your own wonderful self. Dang, you can't? I thought I had the settings right. Sorry, Maxting. Though, if it helps, like you're just having issues with, what is it? Not compression rate. Like actual catching up. At least from my computer, if you put something like over the more animated part of the screen, like say, well, the lower half where I've got the, captions, that's the term. Sometimes that helps with video loading and streaming in general. The Wrangles connection, yeah. Shit do be like that sometimes. Yeah, welcome back. I hope you are enjoying this, the stream thus far. Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space. Maybe it's time to stop. Are we going to open the letter? Oh my god. Wait, where do I need to go in here? It just opened me up to the quest thing. What do I need to do? No, it's not. Did I hit something by accident? Maybe I did. Should I? Yes. Copy your PCs back, you can stream. Yes! Fucking go! Baby! But yeah, the character design, in fact, I love the set design too. There's no wasted space. Like, even the fact that this is very faint design helps give some history to the site. Yeah, Copper, I wholeheartedly recommend. Even as just for off-stream playing, it's great. While the choices you can make are small, they have big effects. And there are also so many theories that I think if I'm wrong on them, that I'm at least very close to the truth of what the Innkeeper is. Speaking of, I think this letter is going to be very revelatory in that sense. Let's read it. That was easy. I guess I've been wanting to for a while. Let's hope for no regrets. Okay, this text is a little bit smaller. Let me move a little closer. My dearest friend, long has it been since we've talked last. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's a waning memory. I can only imagine how you enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did, for a brief moment for those 30 years. One second, I need some sip because something's tickling my throat. No sip, I had to use some bigger coughs. Okay. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good old times. Oh boy. Hasn't that phrase been poisoned as of late? To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of this century. The last day of the astral moon, welcoming the first light of the dying moon. Where the realm of Tuat is just a grasp away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not. I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of Cassiopeia. See you soon, old friend. What a time to return, Baringo. I'm not sure how long you've been back, so I'll go ahead and leave the letter on screen, because, oh boy. I'm not sure if it's a stalker issue or, like, tsundere levels of scary, but it sounds like someone either we killed or at least saw die is back. That this occurred about 30 years ago. And they want to make sure we have not forgotten them. I can't remember the exact current date of this in-game day. I think it's about halfway through the astral moon. I think it's like the 15th, 16th. Excuse me. And just the word choice and the symbolism going from the last astral moon to the first of the dying moon, it does not sound like it's going to be a happy meeting. Also, I'm pretty sure the 35th of Cassiopeia was the day the stars fell. Oof. That was... I guess you've always been a fan of symbolism. But you didn't even leave an address. Very irresponsible. I appreciate it, Copper. Tea and honey would be great. The big issue is just... I'm also very dehydrated today. Just with the, cough and allergy meds. So tea is not fast enough to continuously drink, sadly. But tomorrow I have the day off from work and streaming. And aside from some tabletop gaming in the night, I will just be allowing my throat to rest and just keep water on the boil. Or actually, I do have a small crock pot. I wonder if I could just continuously have tea. That's something to think of tomorrow. Let's get through the rest of this stream. In fact, I'm actually doing a lot better than I was yesterday, because my voice was starting to die after an entire shift. This is about what I sounded like. So I'm actually much happier today. But thank you, and I also hope to get better with all this tea. Let's see. Yeah, I did say this already didn't leave an address. It's very irresponsible. Oh, don't like the haunted look on Void's face. As they try to swear but can't because of the rating system. Pardon? No time. Duck! Now! What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Healing? Something's coming. Something big. Your next show? What? No! There's no time. Duck! Is the ground... Oh. How nice of them to wait until I opened the letter, though. Oh, that's a lot of water. Is everyone alright? I think so. Yes. That was a close call. Could have been really dangerous. What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern? I'd also like to know the answer to that question. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods, drafting my newest song, when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed and it rumbled again. Then, a wall of water came rushing toward me. I didn't even dare to wait. I ran, immediately, looking for shelter. No way I was going to let my... Oh god. I can't remember how these are pronounced. I know it's referring to this style of stringed instrument. We'll just go with the hagium. These strings are made of real Jabian silk. The body's ethereal bamboo. It's a rarity. That's the first thing going through your mind, with a giant wave rushing right at you. Of course, this instrument is just as valuable as my hands, and just as versatile. Is everyone alright? Grace! Dragons, you're alright. I was worried something had happened to you. Oh, don't worry. When the walls started rumbling, I hid under a table. Then I watched the water rush by the window. It was like a tsunami. Tsunamis are very rare, if not impossible, so far inland. Right. It's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. Or what could cause such a cataclysm? It's worrying, to say the least. And it's definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking. Which is actually a little impressive, because we can see where the water line is. So how is there enough water up on this roof to be dripping down still? It's a little funny. Don't worry, it'll withstand. Are you sure? I'm sure. I've gotten through worse than this. I meant it's gotten through worse than this. Wouldn't have thought it could withstand this sort of thing. But even more so, glad it can. Seems to be a simple yet very sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, Innkeeper. Are you flirting with the Innkeeper? Pah! Me? No. Also, that's beside the point. Oh, Copper, I know the roof isn't flat for several very good reasons, which is I have used the image at the start of the day of every chapter for the thumbnails on the YouTube VODs, and also I'm a little scared, so I'm going to just save now, because I really don't want to have to redo everything I've done today. But yeah, it's still funny with the just leaks every once in a while. That somehow water is staying on the slanted roofs enough to drip. Actually, wait, what did he just say? I forgot. We'll go with is it? I mean, unless it's like, personally, Voy is not my type, but I feel like they'd be the Innkeeper's type, so I'd go with yes. I like to work my body. Helps in a lot of aspects, because Voy cannot handle being flirted back with. That's why I think the Innkeeper would have a type. Can we get back to the point, please? Yeah, sure, the point. Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song, and suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample over me, I jumped on the rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were shashlik skewers. I wasted no second, turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited just a moment longer. Then I was here and told you to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, thanks. And anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. I'm... Oh my. You're Voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso. Yes, that would be me. Oh, Copper. Carolyn, the Vukakin. She is very angry being accidentally mistaken for a werewolf, but absolutely. And I really only need one reason for that. Well, two, I guess. She's got 2 arms. And, I have heard I've read descriptions and books that are not strictly romance, but have romance in them, about big, strong arms covered in a soft layer of fur. That would make me very interested in giving it a try. But enough about that. We've got this disaster about the town. And also Grace actually recognizing Voyage, which the Innkeeper certainly didn't. Yes, that would be me. My apologies. I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings with your beautiful performance. Oh. I did that? Yes. I was awestruck by what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you distressed back then? A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. God, I actually really vibe with that. Like, that is exactly well, not quite exactly. I remember the reason I was distressed, but that was pretty much the same reason I came across Unwoman, the cellist who does like covers as well as her own songs, and who I've gotten to meet her in person once, very short time, when she played in a bar in Austin, Texas, and it was wonderful. Oh yeah, Fable is definitely the third wheel. Well, no, she'd be the third wheel if the Innkeeper themselves was not the third wheel here. We are just like both in the middle of this, while also being in the middle of a disaster. It's great. But not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot! Did you see that creature swim by? Wait, shit, has there been a creature swimming by and I just haven't seen it? What? Where? It looked like a red-winged eel. Oh? I haven't seen one of those in ages. Where is its natural habitat? Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here? Something isn't right. I'm afraid you might be correct. I'm also afraid. Very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside. Of course not. You should all stay for the night. Would that be possible? Of course. The tavern will withstand this, and a bit of company wouldn't hurt. I agree. Thank you, Innkeeper. Say, you with the loot. What's your name? Fable? My name is Fable. Do you play? The lute, I mean. Sometimes. I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet. How about we play together? A song or two to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside. It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly. But I guess that's a lute thing. I gotcha. Show me. I'll help you, then we'll jam until a new dawn arises. Okay, you can't see the achievement, but it's called Blub Blub. Sleep with the fishes. Which is funny. Okay, well, I'm definitely using this for a thumbnail. Sorry, just gonna screenshot really quick. Come on. There's lower corner, up to there. Perfect. But holy shit. Once again, save. So, yeah, as you can see, there are no flat-top roofs. I mean, the closest would be this little tower, but I hope we don't have a bar set up just in this tower. Although, I think this, which looks like a rip, honestly, is new. I don't think that particular detail is in the other images. You see, we've got some of our yard stools kind of flowing back and forth. Our sheep is missing, but I hope they're okay. Cat! There's a cat I cannot pet. I'm a little sad at that. Our sign's all lopsided, just oof. And water level might be a little higher, because I recall having more space below the window. Unless the bar's up here, this, which case has gotten much lower, I suppose. Oh well. It's so yeah, it is something has happened. Oof. Okay, hey, Hex is okay! And somehow made it inside. I'm not sure how, because the front door is presumably still flooded. Grace? Is Grace here? Good mythical morning to you too, Hex. This isn't funny, Innkeeper. Tell me, is she here? Please tell me she's here. She is. I'll let her know you are too. Thank you. By the dragons, I was worried sick. So sick. She'll be happy to know you're safe and sound too. The flood was enormous, and if she had gotten caught up in it... Oh, no. I don't even want to begin to imagine. Then don't. It's okay. How about a drink to calm your nerves? Yes, a drink sounds great. Something that'll untangle my thoughts and help me focus. I'll see what I can do. First, something to help our little undo deal with it. Always gotta treat my boy. Okay, he needs a triple mind. Which I think we need a peak sunrise, just because it feels like a bit of a positive name. But it is a 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's a 6-pointer. Yeah, this'll do. We don't need defense in there. There we go. End on the charisma, because you'll need it all the way through the drink. Dexterity in the middle, but starting off with the much requested intelligence. And a little extra. Undo, As I also need some softness. Okay. A peak sunrise or something to look forward to. Maybe this will help clear your mind. It does. At least a little bit. Thank you, Innkeeper. Hex, good to see you, safe and well. You too. Where have you been? Are you alright? Did you get hurt? I'm fine. The Innkeeper and yesterday's superstars took good care of me. Just as you took good care of us. Least we could have done was be there for each other. I got a quick pause because again I went to blow my nose. There we go, back and unstuffed. How have you been, brother dear? Did you get hurt? No, but I was worried about you. The whole night, locked in that damned house. All I could think about was how the flood might have... Why didn't you tell me you were going to the tavern? I looked everywhere for you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed your permission to go outside. That's not what I'm trying to say. Then what are you trying to say? That you could have gotten hurt. And I wouldn't have known. I don't expect a tsunami to hit Gaia every day. That wasn't in the foreseeable future, Hexy. Uncontrollable things happen. When they do, we do our best to overcome them. Also, I can protect myself quite well. Still, how was I supposed to know that you were safe? I'm an adult, you know. You could try trusting in my capabilities. One sec, I need to handle this particular person who comes in with something Automod decided to block. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trust in Automod. Yeah, we'll go ahead and report hateful conduct. There we go. Yep, it's certainly not very good of that being their first message, and they're likely not someone I wish to be in this chat, now or in the future. Yes, as Grace said, I'm an adult, you know. You could try trusting in my capabilities. Furthermore, PSAOR was very useful last semester. PSAOR? Protective sigils and other remedies. Ah. Also, the tavern itself is well protected by my own brand of sigils. That's at least something. Yes, I'm very thankful the Innkeeper and their tavern kept me safe. I didn't mean to worry you. I didn't plan on being gone for so long, but then the flood happened. Okay, sure. How have you been holding up? Is the house all right? Apart from some minor damage and some leakage in the roof, I suppose it's fine. I wasn't even aware of the approaching flood until the house's foundation started trembling. I was busy in my workshop, harvesting the essence of Dimension 567 for my research. I hope you didn't rip a hole in the fiber of magic again. I didn't. And if I did, you couldn't have stopped me. You weren't there, after all. Right. But I can scold you now. You won't want to when you find out what I actually managed to harvest. Something. You did? That's amazing. What a huge breakthrough that would mean. I created a teeny tiny rift to the astral realm, got my hands on some stardust. Well, sort of. How? I got an astral shard when the stars fell. Ah, I see. There's still the issue of never knowing exactly what might come through when you open these kinds of rifts. Could be anything, or anyone. Like creatures. For example, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, it wouldn't. Because when your sister disappears again, you would know she got eaten by a creature or is just out for a stroll. Hex, cut it out. But we get it, alright? I went away. You were worried. We get it. But I'm my own person. I can do what I like. I'm getting tired of this. Well, me too. Then stop. I don't want to fight. Then don't. Sorry. It's fine. We shouldn't spend our time fighting when there are so many more interesting things going on. How about a wee bit of distraction? Oh, we could go outside, see if we can take samples of the floodwater. Exactly. Who knows? Maybe it holds spectacular and rare magical properties. That sounds lit. Maybe it'll help me finish my long-term research project. Possibly. Though to access primordial vortex, you'd need primordial seawater, I know. But who knows what we'll find. Don't forget to fill me in on your research. Theopractically, I'd tell you anything. But only theopractically. Wouldn't have expected anything else. Thank you, Innkeeper, for hosting me the night and all. See you soon. Okay, so Hex really worries about his sister. Like, really worries. What a good little younger brother. Good morning, you two. Did you sleep well? As well as we could with the sweet song of stormy waves pattering against our windows. So, very well and with inspiring dreams. Glad to hear that. Your impromptu concert certainly helped me sleep. Because it was so boring? No, because it calmed my nerves. All of our nerves, I think. Not that I have any. You don't have nerves? Is that a phantasm thing? No, I meant those metaphorical nerves. Oh, you get those too? No, of course not. I'm Voy. Well, yeah, sometimes. Mostly when I have to perform. Isn't that embarrassing? Not really. That'd also make me nervous. Oh. Though, I have to say, last night, performing with you for Grace and the Innkeeper, it was kind of relaxing. I could just lose myself in the performance, without having to worry about what anyone would think of me. Not that I ever do, but it was nice. We should make more music together sometime. Actually, Fable just got started on a new song. Maybe you can collaborate. Really? That would be awesome. Well, I actually... Yes, you're right. That would be awesome. I think working on it together could be fun. Fuck yeah! Oh, sorry. And charming with you with it, Innkeeper. All right. You're supposed to say you're also looking forward to it. I don't think you're supposed to say that part out loud. Oh. Well, forget I said anything. Hey, Bringo, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Judging by a timeline of comments, I think what you missed was the Great Flood, right here. We are under the water. But you know, the tavern's fine aside from a couple leaks that at this point really should have stopped. Because the water level is definitely below the sloped roof here. But you know, it's the vibes. Although, let's see what else. I think it's going to be easier with images. Let's see, people. We found out that... Where is he? Ah, Hex worries about his sister a lot. Also, like, definitely more than he should at their respective ages. Oh, wait, his older brother. Oh, I misremembered the ages. Wait, even his older brother, he's worrying it quite a bit. He was a little upset that she didn't tell him that she had gone to the tavern, and then later didn't know where she was when when the flood hit. Oh yeah, no, the window suffered a little bit of damage. But the fact that it only suffered this much with... Let's see, where do they think... I think they said from, like, the appearance of a particular fish that appeared outside, this water seems to come from the Twilight Chasm, which, if I recall the lore of this world, is another... if we're going by D&D terms, a different plane of existence. And also, the town is very much inland, so it's not some random tsunami. But also, the Innkeeper let a little bit more of their backstory slip before changing the subject. And that apparently this massive flood from another plane so far inland is not the worst that they've survived. So yeah, it's you didn't miss anything huge, because all we did was experience it. No, what is it? There was no quick time event that we could have done anything with, but it was fun. I was just kidding. Out of chit-chat, I should check up on the village. Maybe someone needs a good song to cheer them up. I'm sure Baya would love one. I think Baya was probably cheered up by a good flood. But speaking of her, maybe you can hand out some of her spa coupons for me? Sure thing. Her spa rocks. I shall start by enlightening Grace. Is she still here? No, she just left. Together with Hex. Something about primordial water? Those wizards. I'll try to catch up to them. See you soon. Don't finish the song without me, Fable. I'll wait for you. Aw. Can I get one of those coupons? Sure you can. Just make sure to tell Baya I sent you. Of course. What a strange morning. Or exciting morning? Both, I think. Would you like a morning drink? Yes. Something that'll help me with writing my song, please. Which I think is going to be triple intelligence. Yes. We won't do Silent Owl, though. That's got very much night vibes. Give a peak sunrise to Hex. There's a third one, isn't there? Ah, yes, the Sparkling Nebula. And Inspiration. I think these are Inspiration. Let me double check. Yes, Inspiration is the Raised Fist. We go with that one because we don't need defense, but we do need mind. 1, 2, Buckle the shoe. Oh, come on. It's more of a shot, really. Why were they... Like, you saw that too, right? There was a shine over them. So let me see if I can't re-trigger it. That's new. That's definitely new. I don't remember Ondu doing that before. Maybe it's connected to making so small a drink? We'll find out. Maybe it's because we're underwater now. Who knows? Here you go. A morning drink. I think maybe some primordial water got in. Is that why Ondu shined? We got primordial water too? I'll take less of that next time, please. Sure. You know, last night, when I couldn't sleep, I was watching the fish swimming by the windows. Their scales kept reflecting in the water, making them shift and shimmer, like they almost weren't there. I was mesmerized by them. It's like a dream that kept pulling me towards the waves. It was beautiful and haunting. Do you think it looks like that every day somewhere? That beautiful? That haunting? I think any place we can imagine exists somewhere, if only in our heads. I'd like to see all of those places. I don't think they're all safe to see. That was surprising. Fable, by the gods, you're here. Are you all right? I am. The Innkeeper kept me safe. It's good to see you both are well too. Couldn't you let us know you were breathing? We couldn't find you anywhere. I'm sorry. I just woke up. Were you guys worried about me? Of course we were. Don't even know if you can swim. I can swim. Of course. No. Oh. We should teach you sometime. Sure. Thank you for worrying about me. But I actually had a pretty nice night. Voy and I gave Grace and the Innkeeper a small concert while we were all stuck inside. Gotta give us a sneak peek of that sometime. I would love to. Rufus would too. I'm sure he would. Did he enjoy all the water? Yes, Copper, the lady herself. A lot. Rufus, was he a sheepfish, I believe? Apparently he loved it. I think he made some new friends. Seems like this catastrophe has some pleasant side effects. What happened anyway? Did a whale eat a moon this time? No idea what that's supposed to mean, but no. Or maybe. No idea how it happened. Sorry, that one was sneaking up on me. They say that the primordial sea flooded the Twilight Chasm. It all spilled out through its portals into Vasoa, leaving us with this mess. Sorry, there. That has got to be the gunkiest cough I've had tonight. I think we'll get to a nice stopping point of this conversation, and find someone to read into. At least the other continents probably got through it without much trouble. For once, they can be less jealous of our portals. I do hope everyone is okay. Everyone we check on is. Luckily for us, the water's drained enough to rescue everyone around here. I heard that underwater hasn't emerged yet. Happy to see you all emerged. Mostly. But what does that mean? Are you still looking for someone? Yes. I was wondering if Melli is here. She wasn't home when I checked on her. Wait, is Melli here? Did I miss something? Did she, sneak in? No, she didn't stop by yesterday. Nor today. Did you see her before that? Did she say where she'd be going? I'm afraid she hasn't been in since you returned from Zoford. That wizard punk hasn't seen her either. Took a sec to ask him when he almost broke down Kumo's door looking for Grace. Do we know if she can swim? I'm sure she can. And I'm sure she's just taken shelter elsewhere. You taught her how to hide well, after all. Maybe she's just putting that to good use. When I returned yesterday, I found Rufus eating out of a strange apparatus that dispenses food and water every couple hours. Like someone really smart set it up for him in their absence? Yes, he is gorging himself on some food, but Melli was nowhere to be found. Oh, that's worrying. Did she leave a note? No. I'm sure she's okay. Maybe ask Una. She probably put her up or something. I shall investigate that avenue. Right now. Good luck. Thanks. I hope she didn't try to investigate the fish. They'd eat her alive. Sounds a little more helpful. That girl's savvy. I mean, look at that contraption she left behind. Ain't no fish got a chance on her. Being hopeful isn't really my thing. Then make it your thing. I'll let you know when I find her. Such a man of few words. Man of few words. He's just worried. Uh-huh. Speaking of worries and words, Carolyn, it's good to finally see you back. How was the escorting? I hope you didn't get too wet. It happened. How did it happen? Well, actually, this can wait a bit, right? Yeah. Thanks for understanding. I'll be back later, once I can think more clearly. I'd like to check up on Uncle Draken, make sure that old fart is still up and running. Fable, I'm guessing you'd like to check in with your family too? Yes, I would love to make sure everyone's alright. Maybe Melli's with the Amaranthine Hydra. She really wanted to ask it for tea recommendations. Counting on you returning with a good story. Don't get too excited. I'll see if I can drag Rhea and Fancy Pants along as well. Think they could use a drink. Speaking of which, got one for the road. Sure thing. Something strong to get you through all that socializing? You got it. Ah, that damn smile gets me every time. Alright, Sailor's Courage. No. Can we fit haste? We can fit... Might be a bit tricky, but I think it'll work. Because we only need one in defense. So I think we just put the rest in offense. No shit. Space for one more, okay. So haste is a no-go. Oh wait. I clicked the wrong thing. Haste is gonna work. Okay. Oof. For some reason I actually hit this one, which is inspiration. We don't need inspiration. We're giving her speed. But I think that's also got some primordial water in it. Oh yeah, she's the best. Love her. Here, the strongest thing I could brew up for you. Thanks. Miss these drinks. A little. Oh, that's sweet. Don't dwell on it. Anyway, Fable, let's go. I'll be right there. I'm sure everybody will be okay, Innkeeper. So don't you worry about it. Make sure to keep a hot chocolate warm for Melli. I'm sure she'd love one of those. I'll give it my best. I know you will. Don't swim out too far. We'll see. The waters are dangerous these days. Just what are you up to? Time to make sure I have enough ingredients for a hot chocolate around, I guess. Nope. We're saving, because that's as good time as any to leave off. And I'm going to save again, because I'm nervous that didn't take. Menu. Leave off the image of the goodest boy. Undo. Go to the BRB screen. There. Okay. I will pop up another tab. And let's see. Yuma Raging Bull. Just want to copy paste so I've got it preloaded. And also pre-muted. Oh yeah, Yuma. I've caught a few of their streams, going off the points I've built up on them. Yeah, barely 10 minutes in. Hopefully, we will be allowed to raid. There we go. Yeah, let's see. It being Thanksgiving here in the States, not only do I hope, as always, that you guys are eating enough, drinking enough, getting enough sleep. Even more so, I hope that you are doing all the above, take care of your body, and also to take care of your friends. Spending whatever time you can and being thankful for every moment you can get. Additionally, something that has been common the last few weeks, I hope you are checking in on them, both for seasonal oppression to get to people this time of year, and also the looks of politics on the near horizon. Take care of each other. Be a community for each other. We're all gonna need it. And we all can stand tall better together. See you guys next time, just as healthy, if not more so. Let's get our raid on.